back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ECS Season 2 here from FACEIT Studios. Of course, I am Dowse, and joined to me is the pizza-eating Jack Evans. We just enjoyed a
very specific,
beautiful cheese and tomato pizza. Well, beautiful in the sense that I was starving, and it was food.
Well, I'm glad to know that you have high standards. That makes me feel really great about our relationship.
I do, because I have a pizzeria in Manchester that I frequent that is beautiful, proper Naples styles.
You're a tough man
pizza.
to please.
I am. I have been searching for the perfect pizza since I visited Naples, and
you found it.
I may have found a fairly decent one, but let's not focus on pizza, because we're here to focus on North America instead. And it's Cloud9 and Optic. Are they the same thing? And it's the double train. It's train V2.
Yeah.
Which shall be fun. Optic just lost to Cloud9 on train. A fairly close matchup, but no cigar really for Optic. They failed on the last hurdle, and now we'll have to see in this rematch, this instantaneous rematch, whether or not Optic can bring it back.
Yeah, I think the key was Cloud9 had to force them going back to the A side and then held some really unconventional spots. And Optic's T side not really able to deal with it. So Optic going straight back onto the CT side here, and this is where they had a lot of problems in their first matchup. So I think they'll probably be hoping that they'll get more than 4 rounds, because that put them in a ridiculous hole to get themselves back out of.
That's a beautiful smoke coming in from Skadoodle there, which allows the CTs, well, it forces the CTs to fall right back into Ivy or fall out of, and you can see already the Ivy control completely taken here by Cloud9. They're pushing straight onto the A side, but it's still a 3 versus 3, and Optic still in this one. Tarik and mixwell to hold it together, and the clock a-ticking. Have to be careful of that flank play coming out from Shroud, and mixwell trying to deal with it. Tarik up on the bomb train, and I think he's going to be heard out here, if not told by his teammate he's there. Mixwell now coming from Ivy, and Shroud currently watching towards it, going to have Skadoodle jump across, give the info, and that is going to be, once more, the pistol round going in favor of Cloud9.
No heroics from Mixwell on the CT pistol round this time. Cloud9 using their limited utility quite well, and they just swarm the bomb site and get on top of it. And yeah, this Stewie2K this is the play that really gave them like half the bomb site, and particularly through the smoke there, kind of NAF and finishing it off there on Tarik too. Not NAF the player, I mean NAF as in just a bit annoying. So Cloud9 with the kind of start that they'd want, and they had a pretty dominating T side last time. Maybe we're in for a bit more.
Yep, it's going to be a strong Ivy push coming out of Cloud9, for at least to begin with. We'll have to see if they do decide to go through it. And what is this from Stan? Right up. Did he get spotted by Skadoodle? He certainly has now. Going to throw a smoke out. Skadoodle going to fall back, and that's going to give him a bit of breath, but nothing on the side. Takes down Tarik, and this A site all open for Cloud9. They're able to send their forces over. Mixwell going to try and change something up. Currently in the smoke, but spotted out by nothing. Tagged all the way down. A 3 versus 5, and Optic Gaming, well, they do not have a position or really a chance of getting back into this round.
Yeah, Cloud9 go in super cautiously, I think, because they're expecting the stack up on A site, and yeah, that's pretty standard, right? That's quite a decent way to play that CT, force round when you lose the first round. Instead, the stack up's on B, and once Cloud9 realise that, they go straight on an A, basically get a free plant for themselves, because of course, as they're saving next round too, Optic, they want to hang on to the stuff that they've bought. Rush and Stanislaw are even rocking helmets. That's actually a really good shot against these SMGs early on. For a lot of the rest of the game, when the terrorists are on AKs, you're not going to bother protecting your bunts. As it is as well, Stanislaw getting himself a nice cheeky exit frag. Really tempted to go for that gun, but he doesn't know who's still over standing watch over the bomb. As it is, he probably could have got himself at UMP and bailed back out again, but I don't think it's going to make too much difference. They've still got a bit to play with on this next round.
Opting in to keep his helmet, rather than risk the possibility of losing everything and not gaining enough. It's going to be Cloud9, the 2-0 on their T side, and from what I've seen, Optic Gaming CT side has been uninspiring, to say the least. Cloud9 have really put their foot down when it comes to playing T side on train, but that's where Optic Gaming has worked as well. Their CT side has also been fairly dominating. Yeah,
they threw away a lot of lives going for early B aggression. They've done it again. Like, Stanislaw's already all the way around the back, and Cloud9 are taking A quickly, so Stanislaw's flank here could be massive.
Autimatic looking for kills. Tarik flashed up, and he's going to find him in the end, taking so much damage. 14 HP from Rush. Rush going to take a headshot from that UMP. Not quite going to kill him. The Molotov will definitely put him in an unfavorable position, and Autimatic will finish the job. Stan, the last man alive against 5 here, and he's got nothing to lose, so might as well try. He's not going to just yet. Smoked out, opting in to hold on to his armor once more. Will carry a bit of economy over for Optic.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough from him. In fact, he's going to get himself an exit frag too on Stewie, so he's all over that flank play from Stewie.
AK.
And he's going to get himself an AK. Well, that is a slightly more attractive proposition, Dowse. So he's going to probably just about make it out here as long as he stays behind the train, because I doubt they'll be expecting him in this position. He's getting a bit greedy for another kill there, and he's going to get Shroud, but does he realise that nothing is already on top of him? And no, he doesn't, and nothing with UMP. Get a couple of headshots as well. His mastery of that gun is pretty impressive, and no way out of there. But, you know, it's not all bad because Optic Gaming, after that double save, and you know, they were able to conserve some stuff going into the round 3 as well. They've kind of got all the toys they want to play with. I think what they would really like to have, though, is an AWP for Mixwell.
Well, we'll have to see if they can afford to pull that one out. A round win would definitely help. Very limited utility there, really, for Optic. Just 1-2 smoke grenades. And
look, he's solo holding the B site, and Stanislaw is still running all the way out. This is so dangerous, and this is the kind of early B aggression that got them in a unfavorable man advantage situation so many times. You know, this is the first time Cloud9 are going to go for this B hit. They have actually summoned in help now in the form of Mixwell, but both of them are holding relatively close, so I think they get taken out pretty quickly now. Stanislaw is starting to fall back. They got absolutely burned here a lot of the times with these takes from upper, so I think this is a fairly sensible decision, and hopefully Stanislaw will just have his sights trained there on upper.
Mixwell and Stan, as you said, going to be challenging this one. Shroud making his way down towards the B site. Molotovs and smokes galore. And Mixwell, he's going to get pushed up on by autimatic. Tarik to trade that one back. A 4 versus 4, but Tarik, he's stuck between a smoke and a Molotov, and Shroud making his way up. A cheeky position on the train, but it's not enough. Shroud to find one as well as nothing. And Stan and NAF, the last 2 members for Optic, a 3 versus 2. Make that a 2 versus 1 as members removed from both sides. The bomb's still ticking. There's no defuse kit for Stan. It's now or never, man, if you're going to go for this one. Looking for Shroud's head, but he's not going to find it. And really, Stan, he has to be considering his exit route now will be through Shroud's dead body. It seems it will be an AK on the floor for him, as Stan going to save that up.
It's a shame they were so low. I think that was quite possible for Optic. They got their players in reasonably quickly, and communications was an issue for them last time, but Cloud9's so aggressive, not giving them any chance to get established. And if you think, you know, it's almost deja vu. There was a round early on in a B hit in a bomb site hit in the previous train matchup that we saw, where autimatic came straight down through the trains and caught everyone out. And look, it's autimatic on the same play again. And Shroud did it too. They're just pushing forward so quickly. Tarik's able to trade it out, but you're going to see Shroud coming right up here, and he's going to be the one that ices this round away and gets it in Cloud9's favour. And I just love it when teams do this, rather than taking the B site and then opting to try and sit back, right at sort of towards their end, even disappearing onto upper. They aggressively push through the bomb site and deny, at best, they deny the fast rotations. And now Skadoodle's back up to his old tricks. He's going to get himself 2 openings onto this bomb site, make it 3, because nothing's going to add 1-2. And all of a sudden, Rush and Stanislaw are in a pretty tough situation. Rush is going to get himself 1 here behind the E-box of the P250, and you'll take that any day. Shroud's pretty tagged up, but Rush can get this one too. So all of a sudden, Rush gives Optic the man advantage here, and then that's Skadoodle traded back too. What do we just see, Dowse?
How does that happen? Stan with a 3K, Rush with 2. A P250 on Rush in the E-box position. He just makes it work for himself somehow. Cloud9, they should have lost that round, and we're going to see a minor pause come out just to fix up a technical issue, I'm sure. But Optic really not in position to take a round like that. Stan, the AK saved, was what saved the day.
Yeah, on a mix buy, they got several huge kills from a P250 E-box, and, you know, credit to Stan. That is such, you know, this is by far one of the best places to take the P250 on this bomb site, because you can take them out, you know, when they're coming from pop dogs. So fast play coming out again from Cloud9, and these fast plays really hurt them on the previous matchup.
Yeah, with the fast play on Cloud9, it's a lot better than the fast play from Optic. When Optic attempted their fast play T-side, it did not work. When Cloud9, they ran through Optic. 5 members of Cloud9 alive. NAF the man to try and hold this one together. Diffuse kit in hand and a Molotov as well on the flank position. And he will run into Skadoodle first, who's currently holding up on that train, watching towards the T-cores. It's unlikely NAF is going to make a massive play, but this position is strong in the sense that he can definitely get an exit frag.
I mean,
at least
one or
look.
two, yeah. I think he's absolutely right not to even attempt to go on this A bomb site. The problem is he was nearly in position for the retake, and that means he can't really get too far away, go straight for the kill, but they're going to be all over him. No way they want him saving that nice, expensive CT rifle, and indeed, it's just going to sit there on the floor and chill. Not going to head through to round 7. So Optic already down 5-1. I think, yeah, they just came in so quickly onto this bomb site, and look, using the Molotov Skadoodle, who abused that heaven position in the previous round, he's going to check Mixwell there straight away, and Mixwell, who was such a big player in the first matchup, he's kind of not been in it so far.
That's what I love about Skadoodle. Put him on an AWP and he just rips through his counterparts. On an AK, he can do the same. Such a versatile player, and definitely not one to feel like he's missing out when he doesn't have that big green gun. He does miss out this time as Stan pushes aggressively with a CZ, and he is going to fall down. Stan once more, an AK in hand. Could this be deja vu? Not quite, as the bomb has made its way to the B site and is currently planted.
Yeah, and they read this so well as soon as they got the information outside, but Stewie2K has already pushed right to the back of the bomb site, and once again, just denying the rotations the way that Cloud9 aggressively take possession of the B bomb site. Once they take it, Optic haven't got an answer.
NAF last alive.
Once again.
Deagle in hand, this time a little bit differently, but there's no way he's going to take the bomb. Spots nothing out, looking for the one dig. Not going to go his way. 3 shots missed. Now he gets a chance at autimatic. And again, nothing going to... Oh, it does hit 1 onto autimatic, a chest shot down to 52, but 1 is not enough. 6-1, the scoreline currently, Jack. And Optic Gaming, they don't seem to really have an answer for the T side of Cloud9.
You know, I feel like Cloud9 might have been playing this game after bedtime because they're just rushing their way through it right now. They're going so quickly, you know, they just want to get some sleep before the next day of LAN. Because, of course, this match, I think, was played last night or even last Friday, but again,
yes,
just before, you know, busy LAN weekend for them. So maybe both teams just wanting to get this over and done with, because Cloud9 certainly right now are getting this over and getting it done with.
Yeah, Optic have just... They've lost their wits about them. Mixwell and Stan going to make this interesting. Stan with an AK, but he gets taken down by Shroud, and nothing with a 2K spray for himself. What a round once more. Cloud9 7-1. Very similar scoreline, actually, to the previous game, where Cloud9 made it all the way to 8, and then the CTs, they started to put some points on the board, but it was a 4-11 the first half of the previous game, and I'm not sure we will quite make it to that kind of scoreline.
But I think compared to last time, it seems like Cloud9 have stepped up individually. I mean, you know, Skadoodle hitting some sick shots, and as he warmed up into the last game, but that AK spray from the train to heaven, actually, Stewie getting the advantage there too. Stanislaw's able to trade it out, but every time they've pushed the AWP out here early, it's not worked for them. Well, I hold my words, because this time Stanislaw is going to get some kills. He's eventually traded back, and it's the 3 versus 3 that kind of still goes in favor of the terrorists, but it's a nice opening. It gets them some good information, denies much control over towards this B bomb site. It's going to be back to the drawing board for Cloud9 a bit. What I want to see Optic doing now, rather than having NAF here in the open, just stack them all on connector, try and play both bomb sites at the same time.
Yeah, well, at least in that way you get that quick rotation on train, which means that if you call it wrong, you will have players to make it its way through. And you're kind of seeing that, Jack. You've got 2 towards the B site. NAF is sitting very close to the connector area. Looks like he's in heaven. He is indeed. And we'll have to see if this heaven position works out, because here comes Cloud9 towards the A site. Shroud looking into connector. He's not going to find anyone there. Skadoodle watching all of the different angles. Oh no, he's going to go up to heaven. He spots NAF out, and he takes him out. There's the Molotov going to hold off connector. Now over towards Tarik, who's coming up from behind. 38 seconds and the bomb starting to be planted. Shroud to put that on the ground, and now we'll have to see if Optic can retake.
He knew all the way, because Cloud9 love using that position on their CT side. Optic maybe not taking as much advantage of it, and when they have, Mixwell's been there, just getting fragged instantly. And it just seems like every single round for Cloud9, Dowse, someone's just getting a triple kill and stepping up individually, getting all over Optic. This was one of their better chances to come back into this, and again, they're going to get buried. Although Rush here has some kind of shot. He's leveled the scores, and if he can just get Shroud at the last moment, he would have won it, but Shroud instead, he's going to get the 4K and save the AWP. How clutch is this man?
He did land a shot as well with the M4, but you need 2 of those in the head if you're going to make something happen. There's Shroud's first. He picks up the AWP, I believe, from the dead body of Stan and takes it all the way to a 4K. Very close round for Optic. That play by Rush almost went their way, but no going to happen. And once more, 8-1, and we're here once.
Note the growth of these players. You know, Shroud is known as someone who's just a bit of a deal monster ever, and he's just making such intelligent plays here. He's all over it. So Tarik can hear steps and things here. He wants to have a go, and have a go he does, and he's going to be able to get Shroud for himself too. And Tarik now with an AK, doesn't have any Kevlar, but man, Tarik with an AK is always a dangerous proposition.
And what Tarik has done there has basically confirmed Optic's concerns that this is going towards the A site. Look at where NAF is trying to hold this position of nothing bomb, currently sitting towards the T Hawes, and the rotation into Z connector by Tarik does get taken down by autimatic. An AK in hands of NAF, he's going to spray with the Deagle through the box as the smoke goes out to hold him back. Bomb now to be planted, and there are no defuse kits on the map, I don't believe. Optic will not have that opportunity for the 5 seconds sooner, and now we'll have to see if NAF goes for a hero play. Round 10, your economy isn't looking so hot. They should be able to buy into the next one, I believe, but we'll have to see if NAF decides that is good enough reason to go for the defuse. A shot onto Skadoodle, and he's just going to take that.
With 17 HP, no defuse kit, I think that is about the right thing for NAF to do. Just get a couple of kills, and it's always NAF who's last alive, right? This guy seems to be just never in the right place at the right time in terms of actually stopping these bomb parts in the first place. So Cloud9 improving to 9-1, and that's a kind of a depressing looking scoreline. 2
kills for Mixwell and Tarik as well. It's not a great start for these guys, not really finding their feet here. Mixwell had so many great shots on the previous game, really helped out. And Tarik, you know, we've spoken about Tarik, me and you, Jack, many times about this guy who basically is one of NA's star players and comes towards Optic where he doesn't have to perform well because there's the likes of Mixwell who will carry on over if the game doesn't go Tarik's way. Well, with both of these guys bottom fragging, Optic's hopes is slowly falling down.
Yeah, they need a big performance from someone. I think this is the big difference between the matchups so far. I mean, NAF just completely caught out there, doesn't even turn around after the flash, even if he turned forward in time. And Ivy given up for scot-free. Again, Optic just not able really to defend this area of the map. But yeah, as I was saying, the big difference here, Mixwell, huge player in the first matchup. Right now, Mixwell, not much of a factor.
Well, maybe he can change things up. AWP in Tarik's hands, and he's trying to hold that bomb area. The kills traded back and forth, but it is currently Cloud9 making their way onto this A site, and they're making it good. Stan takes down Shroud, finds the second bomb on the ground. It's him versus 2, but nothing going to close it out. 10-1 in round 11, and Cloud9 looking so dominant on Train V2.
And this is why that Ivy play is such a strong idea when you're taking A, because it just makes things so difficult for the last defender. I mean, and this was the issue. NAF being all the way there. I mean, I'm not even sure what NAF is trying to do. Was he caught out midway through trying to push Ivy? Just looked like that maybe he switched his brain off for a few seconds, and man, they paid for it with the round because nothing there. He's able easily to get, Stanislaw easily gets the kill. And, you know, it's such a difficult proposition when you have to watch A main and Ivy at the same time. In fact, you can't do it. So once one of those players goes down, your only option really is to back all the way over towards connector, perhaps, and just try and watch as much as you can. And Cloud9 are so good at doing this. They're taking, like, 3/4 of the bomb site with just a single kill. And, yeah, 2 swag 7s coming out for Tarik and for Mixwell. So I'd imagine that, well, I thought one would go pop dog. They've just given it away. And Tarik goes down straight away. He's going for the B halls. This is not really the best map for swag 7s. There's not a lot of places that you can take them. I think your best option probably is, like, the B halls pop dog play, but that seems to have already been stamped out.
Sure, and the trade does come through. NAF able to land a shot towards Stewie, which makes things a little bit more interesting. A minute left, and that flank from nothing going to put that AWP on the floor. Automatic to run into Stan, and he will take the head of Stan as well. Rush and Mixwell, the last 2 alive. Rush going to be pushed out of his hiding spot into Automatic, and he finds the kill. Look for nothing in heaven, and he almost lands the killing blow. Down to 4 HP. The mix, well, Mag 7 special. A miss at point blank, and Shroud going to close that one out. 11-1, 1-1-1 in round 13, and Optic Gaming are not performing.
Well, this
2-2-6, sorry, on their bottom 3 players. It's a sad story.
Well, this is looking not so close as the previous matchup. Mixwell going straight back for that swag 7, and Stanislaw thinks he can do better than Tarik. He's going to have a go now, but I think the issue is that Optic just never seem to know where Cloud9 are actually taking these bomb sites from. You can't just give up Ivy control and then turn your backs on the alleyways, you know. And they just weren't expecting nothing's flank play at all, and that's what really buried them. And again, Stewie2K and Rush has no idea. They're just trying to watch all of the spots at once. And it all comes down to sort of holding down Ivy here. You know, they're not giving themselves the freedom to play at the back of the alleyways like Cloud9 had been doing on their CT side, perhaps more successfully.
Well, Stan, Mag 7 in hand, in connector, watching for any men who might decide to challenge through this smoke. There's the AK on the floor. I'm sure Stan will look to try and pick that one up. Nothing, an interesting jump from heaven as all the guys going to just head on away from this site. Stan going to pop flash himself over. His spots out, nothing I do believe, but not in a position to really get a kill. Another pop flash, and this time he will find nothing. Nice quick shot, AK in hand, but watch Shroud behind. He's going to walk straight into the trap. Stan, back turn, Stan, turn around. He will not. An automatic finds the kill for himself. From a different position. It wasn't even Shroud, who was going to kill him. It was Automatic who was up on the trains. The double pincer maneuver. So good. And now in round 14, the weaponry from Optic Gaming does not look so good.
Optic, I feel like Optic have just given up on this. You know, they're not trying to save up for gun buys anymore. They're like, we're just going to couple of swag 7s and a UMP and just screw this game. And yeah, Optic, or maybe, you know, they're just trying to have a bit of fun.
Stop cheer their spirits.
Yeah, exactly. You get their favourite guns out because, you know, you're not going to win a half on CT if you don't have any kind of basic buy discipline. And furthermore, Cloud9 are not really shaking things up too much at this point. They're playing the same T side every time, pretty much. They're sweeping onto this A bomb site. They're either going straight for Z connector or they're coming all the way around and compressing all of the CTs into Z connector and killing a couple of them on the way. And I just feel like, you know, the members of Cloud9 have stepped up so much individually. Optic are essentially buried in this matchup at this point.
Well, they've tilted entirely as well. Mixwell, you cannot keep buying Mag 7s. Another for him. 4 rounds in a row, I believe, for the man.
And
yeah.
Just how do you go from being the best player on your team to being 2, 3, and 14 and buying a Mag 7 every time?
It's called tilt. It's a disease that young people they face in everyday things. Mixwell, 1 F equals 1 penny for Mixwell. We're accepting our donations.
Let's see your prayers in Twitch chat.
That's it. Optic need them, and maybe Mixwell could do it. No.
And look, even if Mixwell's bought a 5-7, like he can actually win that duel if he has any kind of gun that like works over a range of more than about 3 centimeters. It's just really hurting his team to do this. I feel like they gave up about 5 rounds ago. And it's just so disappointing because, you know, they've played Cloud9 so close on this map before. They've played Cloud9 really close on this map just now. This game does have some kind of repercussions for their seeding, and they've just totally given up on this mentally.
Well, this is so important for Cloud9. A win on the board means that they're likely to overtake Optic in the 2nd seed, going towards Anaheim for the ECS finals on the 10th and 11th of December. Tickets still available. I gotcha. And so we're going to have to see if Cloud9 able to push this one any further as we do head into the pistol round of the 2nd half. And currently Tarik, well, he's stepped up. He's got himself a kill. It's good starts for the Optic members. And they've put them all in the back of this B site area. The bomb, it's ticking and they need to push up through. It's like Optic have taken a page out of Cloud9's book. And this aggressive play has just pushed Cloud9 right on back. A important pistol round, to say the least, Jack. Won by Optic Gaming, and maybe this is the start of a beautiful new thing.
It's the opposite approach to their last T-side pistol round, but the same principle. You get into the bomb sites as quickly as possible, move up, and prevent the fast rotations. And that's exactly how to play the T-side, I think, on train, and it's really good to see that the team has got that. But I mean, yeah, T-side has never been the issue for Optic. The issue is that they went 14-1 on their CT side. And, you know, that was an absolutely essential pistol round to give them any kind of hope in this at all. But,
once more,
at this point, they're still 12 rounds behind.
Once more, the full AK buys, pretty much. There's a Galil there for Stan, investing heavily into the round, and it's going to work out. 4 versus none, as only NAF does 4 in this one. And Optic 3-14. It's a long trail back, but they've done it, or at least halfway done it, I guess, in the previous game.
I think, you know, this is something I've heard multiple analysts say, you know, about NIP perhaps. You know, you can tell when NIP are playing really well because, you know, get right of forest top frags, and when someone else top frags, you know that things are out of sorts. And if Optic, you know, you'd be expecting Tarik or Mixwell, maybe NAF to top frag. Right now, Stan is top fragging by quite a lot. I think that kind of says everything about how out of sorts they are right now. And giving an opening pick away on essentially a junk round for C9, it's a bit sloppy, and it was, you know, a well-played double nade maybe. And Mixwell's tagged all the way down to 9 as well. So that just that double nade into A main has got them so low.
Don't forget, pistols on Cloud9. They're not in really a position to win this one, but the health bars of Optic, well, it's not healthy, and Cloud9 could pull a bit of an upset in this round. Stan going to find autimatic. He's going to add another to the tally. A huge scoreline for him. I believe 23 kills for his team, whilst Tarik and Mixwell currently sitting on 4 apiece. Tarik looking to add to that, though, as he must have spot shroud the last second. He's not going to be able to find the kill. Bomb, it hasn't been planted yet. Stan is holding onto it, waiting for the potential rotates of Cloud9. Going to head back towards the safety of that smoke and put it down now. And now, 40 seconds on the clock, no defuse kits. P250s and Deagles in Cloud9's hands. Are they going to attempt the retake? Well, why not? What's to lose?
Well, exactly. They're on a save force next round anyway. He's extinguishing some hopes there, but Stewie2K actually with a P250 can kill Stan and Tarik quite quickly. Skadoodle can kill Stan in one shot, so it's not like they're absolutely buried here. And oh my god, Stewie2K gets a long-range headshot on Tarik, getting him down. It's 2 versus 1. Skadoodle with the Deagle's going to get himself 1 kill too, and that's going to be Rush versus Scar. He's going to drop off, but damage done. That's Optic drop down just to a single gun. And when you're trying to build your economy early in the half, you just don't want to be giving that kind of advantage away. And furthermore, if Scar can find himself a decent gun here, it's going to help him too. Not on the table for him really, but there's so much money to be a Stan, who's top fragging right now for Optic, who didn't have the best time on the first map, so he's put on the carry pants as best he can because it looked like the rest of his team had kind of given up. But if anyone can pull off this comeback on T side, it might be Optic.
He's going to pick himself the AWP out, as it's going to be the first gun round, a double AWP setup for Skadoodle and Shroud as we head into this one. Very little utility, though, for the CTs. 3 smokes on their team to try and hold off the potential pushes. Stan opens up, Shroud going to 4. That's 1 AWP down, and now he's looking for Skadoodle as well. autimatic going to find 2. Tarik and NAF, they fall down. It's a 3 versus 3 as the A-site take is coming through.
This is the point where you might even start to consider a rotation because there's so much time left on the clock, but Optic say, no, we're going to stick it and go in. But I think autimatic's already made the key play. Look, he's on a triple kill. They did not expect his boost there at the top of connector. Even though that's a reasonably common play, Rush, he's going to level the scores. And now it's 1 rifle and 1 AWP versus 1 rifle and 1 AWP. Still 1 minute left in this one, and maybe now Optic are starting to have second thoughts about pulling that rotation, Dowse.
Yep, it's a minute left, as you said, and Optic, they need to regroup, really, and make sure that they're trading the potential kills. Not going to happen. There's the AWP battle loss. Stan going to fall to Skadoodle, and it's all on Rush here to hold this alive for Optic. Cloud9 looking so good to push this to match point and get that 15th on the board, and Rush, he needs to try and do better.
Skadoodle was all over that angle from straight away, and I'm not a betting man, but I definitely wouldn't bet against Skadoodle in a clutch at the moment, the way he's playing tonight, Dowse.
Fantastic stuff from the man. And autimatic as well in this position, just tore through the attacking forces of Optic Gaming. Skadoodle, there it is onto Stan, and there it is onto Rush as well. Rush just didn't stand a chance. When Skadoodle knows where you are, you're going to fall.
The other thing is Optic have got an absolutely trash buy here because they gave up so much to Cloud9 when they were on round 18. And it's really just come back to hurt them here. So they've basically got nothing but Tech 9 to try and get themselves back in this game. It doesn't look like it's happening, Dowse.
Rush, the last man alive, and he is going to find Stewie. Okay, what can he do? Mag 7 picked up. Oh, that is tilt. We've already had a player leave the server. They do not believe in Rush. And well, Rush, he almost gets knifed. Will find the shot onto Skadoodle, but it will be nothing to finish it off. 16-4. And Optic Gaming, they disappeared in that match. Such a close first game on train. The second one, a bit of a stomp for Cloud9 as they get the 2 points on the board.
And it just seemed like they completely went on tilt, and at quite an early stage too. And this is when you maybe start to ask questions of Tarik's leadership, because this is a team built around Tarik. They gave him some sort of freedom over the roster, and maybe he's just not mature enough yet to kind of pull a team back from this situation. Stan did his best, but you just can't have the whole team giving up on a reasonably important game like this, even if it is online the night before a LAN weekend. Yeah,
really unfortunate for Optic Gaming. In a position where they could have taken first place away from SK, it just doesn't seem likely now. They've lost those 2 games, I believe. They are now fighting for second place, really, to Cloud9, who possibly even overtook them with that head-to-head matchup.
And what's worse, 1 out of Immortals and TSM is going to be, might be there in the 4th seed and sort of ready to take them on. So I think that seeding would really help.
So unfortunate nights for Team Liquid and for Optic, and we will throw it to a break to finish that one off. It was Optic who lost that 2-0. to Cloud9. We'll catch you in a bit.